Have you ever been faced with a problem that you just couldn't solve? Maybe it was in the math class, when the professor taught you a new lesson. Maybe it was in your life, when someone asked something of you, but you just couldn't deliver. I'm sure you face this type of events, but the real problem isn't the event itself. It is more about how we act on it. Many people just like to pass by this event, ignore it, in the hopes that they will never have to be in the same position ever again. But ironically, just because of this behavior, they end up in the same spot over and over again. The solution isn't ignorance, but acceptance. Accepting the fact that you don't know the thing will set you free, and with that freedom, you can finally learn that thing. Now, I faced this problem too, in a much smaller version. I couldn't tie my shoes. Yes, that was my catastrophic challenge. Okay, maybe now you're saying, of course you didn't know how to tie your shoes when you were young. Well, that went on until I was 14. Imagine seeing a chubby 14-year-old with Velcro shoes. Yeah, that was me. I just couldn't figure it out with those two strings, that one goes one way and the other one goes in between. A lot of stuff. I remember this one time I was at an amusement park and we had to leave our shoes behind at the starting point to get into the slides. I had fun. I thought I saw a grown-ass man in one of the slides. Probably it was nothing, but at the end of the day, we had to go home. Well, there came a problem. The shoes I was wearing at the time were big, and my mom would have to tie my shoes tight to be able to walk in them. So when I left to go in the slides, I had to untie them. I think you know where this is going. All of the kids would already be done and get started to leave, but I was the only dummy that couldn't tie his own shoes. So I tried asking for help, but of course everyone wanted a good laugh, and in the end I got left. So I started solving. Then my teacher came in and tied my shoes. From that day, I knew I couldn't live like this, so I had to do something to escape from that outcome. I tried to ask my parents to teach me, but I didn't get it. So one day, I thought, why not to search on YouTube? And sure enough, there was a video that showed how to tie your shoes really fast. So after many trials and error, I finally did it. I ran to my parents to show them. They weren't really surprised, but I was. To me, it meant a lot more than my parents, that I could finally tie my own shoes. So where I'm going with this? Some things don't get taught when you are young. I know it is frustrating to try something and see that you simply don't know how to do it, but that is how it is in life. You must teach yourself things even though it is hard and difficult, and probably you will not get them first try, but that doesn't mean to give up on it. What I do when I need to teach myself something new, I look at three aspects. First, from whom do I get taught? Maybe you are lucky and got a mentor. Most of us don't got that, so the best option is from someone who is trustworthy, someone who clearly walks what he talks. The people can vary, but mostly take advice from someone who made it in what you're trying to achieve. Second, you need to apply the things you're taught. If you only keep the ideas in your head, they will never come outside in order to make results. This part is hard because you don't fully trust it yet. It is okay to be skeptical, but it is worth trying out and at least to get the experience out of it, and you will truly see if it is good or bad. Now, the third and most important part is improvise and alter. It is true that we're all people with exceptional abilities, but that is what keeps us separate. Something may work for somebody, but may not work for you. That doesn't mean you should abandon the idea altogether, but simply to alter it to your specific needs. Let's say that your first plan didn't work out. It doesn't mean that it's all bad. Maybe you just had two parts missing or wrong. Alter it to your specific needs. This is what I have done to get my final exam. I altered my study habits so that I could learn more in the last 3 months. It worked. So don't pull yourself short.